Good morning, students. Today we will continue with chapter number 3 of Economics, Demand Analysis. Today we will study one of the important concept and law from this chapter, which is law of demand. Now, before starting the explanation of law of demand, let me tell you that this question is very important. Some in one or the other way question is always asked on law of demand. Okay, now if the question of law of demand is explain law of demand with its assumptions, then you need to write the statement. You need to write, first you have to write the introduction, then statement, then you need to prepare the schedule, explain the schedule, prepare the graph, draw the graph, then explain the graph. Okay, if assumptions is asked, you have to write the assumptions of the law along with the explanation. Now, if the question is explain law of demand with its exceptions, then also you need to write the whole thing. That is, you need to write the introduction, you need to write the statement of the law, you need to prepare the schedule, explain the schedule, draw graph, explain graph, write assumptions. Now over here, explanation of assumptions is not expected. You just need to write, give the heading assumptions of the law and just write down one after the other all the assumptions. Then you'll go to the exceptions. You will draw the graph of the exception, a curve of exceptional curve, and then you will explain all the exceptions one by one. Okay, so this is how you will be writing. I hope you people are clear. So let us start with the law of demand. Now, this law of demand was first introduced by Alfred Marshall in his book Principle of Economics, which was published in 1890. Okay, the law explains the functional relationship between price and quantity demanded. So let us see the statement of the law according to Alfred Marshall. He says that other things being equal, higher the price of the commodity, smaller is the quantity demanded, and lower the price of the commodity, larger is the quantity demanded. Okay, so this is what is Professor Alfred Marshall is saying. He says that other things being equal. Now what are these as other things? These other things are the assumptions which we are going to study ahead. Okay, assumptions of the law. He says that these assumptions which he has said, it should not change. If they are changing, then the law will not be applicable. Okay, so other things remaining constant, higher the price means when the price is high, quantity demanded will be small, lower, and when the price is low, then larger quantity will be demanded. So from here only we can see that price when it is high, quantity demand is less. When the price is less, quantity demanded will be high, okay, or large. So there is inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. Okay, so in other words, other factors remaining constant, which we have seen, those are the assumptions. If the price of a commodity rises, demand for that commodity will fall, and when price of a commodity falls, demand for that commodity will rise. Thus, this shows that there is inverse relationship between the two things which we are studying under the law, which is price and quantity demanded. Now, symbolically, if you want to express, it has been expressed as dx is equal to f multiplied by px. Okay, now D stands for demand, x stands for commodity. Okay, so demand of commodity X is equal to F stands for function, P stands for price, and X stands for commodity. So function of price X. Okay, so demand for commodity X is equal to function of price X. Okay, X is equal to commodity, F is equal to function, PS is equal to PX is equal to price of commodity. Okay, now continuing, let us see the assumptions of the law. which has been given by Alfred Marshall. Assumptions are those conditions. Okay, if these things, these conditions changes, then the law will not be applicable. You have to keep that in mind. Okay, assumptions म्हणजे कंडिशन्स आहेत. हे कंडिशन्समध्ये कुठलाही कंडिशन चेंज झाला तर लॉ अप्लाय होणार नाही. लॉ अप्लाय होणार नाही म्हणजे लॉ जसं आहे तसं दिसणार नाही. रिझल्ट्स तुम्हाला तसं दिसणार नाही, त्याच्यामध्ये चेंज होऊ शकतात. सो द फर्स्ट assumption is constant level of income. Okay, if the law of demand is to be found true, consumers income should remain constant. ओके, पहिला ॲझम्पशन अल्फ्रेड मार्शलने काय सांगितलेलं आहे की जो लेवल ऑफ इन्कम आहे, कन्झ्युमरचा सोर्स ऑफ इन्कम आहे, त्याच्यामध्ये चेंज होता कामा नाही पाहिजे. ओके, इफ देर इज चेंज इन द इन्कम, इफ देर इज राईज इन द इन्कम, देन ऑटोमॅटिकली स्पेंडिंग कॅपॅसिटी, डिमांड त्यांचा इफेक्ट होणार, डिमांड चेंज होणार. ओके, सो इट इज सेड दॅट द for the law to be applicable, the level of income should remain constant. Now the next point is no change in the size of population. It is assumed that the size of population remains unchanged. Any change in the size and composition of population of a country affect the demand for that product. Okay, so पॉप्युलेशन एका कंट्रीमध्ये तेवढंच पाहिजे, किंवा जिथं ज्या एरियामध्ये तुम्ही लॉ अप्लाय करताय त्या एरियामध्ये ऑल ऑफ अ सडन पॉप्युलेशनमध्ये वाढ व्हायला नाही पाहिजे. ते झालं तर ऑब्वियसली डिमांड चेंज होणार. Okay, now the next one is price of substitute goods remain constant. Now substitutes are those goods either of which satisfy your wants. You may have seen that. So it is assumed that price of substitutes जो आहे तो it should remain the same. The next point is price of complementary goods remain constant. It is assumed that the price of complementary goods means when two goods are required together to satisfy one single want. That is what is called as complementary goods. Complementary goods म्हणजे जेव्हा दोन गुड्स तुम्हाला एकत्र हवं आहे तुमचं वॉन्ट जे आहे ते सॅटिस्फाय करण्यासाठी. फॉर एक्झाम्पल स्मार्टफोन and मोबाईल अँड सिम कार्ड. ओके, स्मार्टफोन आणि सिम कार्ड. सो मोबाईल तुम्हाला घेऊन दिलेला आहे पण सिम कार्ड नाही दिलं, त्याच्यात डाटा नाही टाकलं तर काही उपयोगाचं नाही आहे. सो कॉम्प्लिमेंटरी डिमांड मीन्स दोन गोष्टी जेव्हा एकत्र पाहिजेत, कार अँड पेट्रोल. ओके, दीज टू थिंग्स. सो इन केस इफ द प्राइस ऑफ कॉम्प्लिमेंटरी, इट इज अज्युम्ड दॅट द प्राइस ऑफ कॉम्प्लिमेंटरी गुड्स शुड रिमेन कॉन्स्टंट. म्हणजे जे काय कॉम्प्लिमेंटरी गुड्स आहेत, म्हणजे कार आहे, पेट्रोल आहे, त्याच्या किमतीमध्ये चेंज होता कामा नये. Next point is no expectations about future change in price. Now it is assumed that the consumer do not expect any future change in the price. If he expect, तो त्यांनी एक्सपेक्ट केलं की फ्युचरमध्ये प्राईस वाढणार आहे तर तो काय करेल, आत्ता जो प्राईस आहे तो जास्त असला तरीही तो डिमांड करेल. आणि त्याला वाटलं की फ्युचरमध्ये प्राईस कमी होणार आहे तर तो काय करेल, तर तो आत्ता डिमांड नाही करणार कारण फ्युचरमध्ये प्राईस कमी होणार आहे. No change in the taste, habits, preferences, fashion. Okay, it is assumed that consumers' taste, habits, preference, fashion should remain unchanged. Any change in this factor will lead to a change in the demand. Okay, consumers' taste, habit, preference हे change व्हायला नाही पाहिजे. ते change झाला तर demand change होईल. No change in the taxation policy. Taxation policy of the government has a great impact on demand for various goods and services. Okay, so it is assumed that taxation policy, government जे काही टॅक्स आहे त्याच्यामध्ये चेंज होता कामा नये. Okay, therefore it is assumed that there is no change in the policy of taxation declared by the government. The law of demand is explained with the help of following demand schedule and a diagram. So let us see the demand schedule. Over here you can see that there are two columns which have been prepared. The first one is price of the commodity X in rupees, and the second one is quantity demanded of commodity X in kg. Okay, so commodity आहे X आणि price आहे P आणि quantity demanded आहे Q. Okay, so when the price is 50, quantity demanded is 1. When the price decreases to 40, quantity demanded increases to 2. Further, when the price decreases to 30, quantity demanded increases to 3. Further, when the price falls to 10, you can see that quantity demanded has increased to 5. Okay, thus we can say that when the price is more, quantity demanded is less. When the price is less, quantity demanded is more. Okay, so you have to explain all these things in detail. Okay, which you can see they have given in the explanation as shown in the table 3.3. When the price of commodity X is rupees 50, quantity demanded is 1 kg. When price falls from rupees 50 to 40 rupees, quantity demanded rises from 1 kg to 2 kg. Similarly, at price of rupees 30, quantity demanded is 3 kgs. And when price falls from rupees 20 to rupees 10, quantity demanded rises from 4 kg to 5 kg. Thus, as the price of commodity falls, quantity demanded rises, and when price of a commodity rises, quantity demanded falls. This shows an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. Now, if you look at the curve, you can see the curve, demand curve. On the x-axis we are measuring the quantity demanded, and on the y-axis we are measuring the price. Okay, when the price is 50, quantity demanded is 1. When the price is 40, quantity demanded has increased to 2. When the price is 30, quantity demanded has increased to the 3. When the price is when the price is 20, quantity demanded has increased to 4, and when the price is 10, quantity demanded has increased to 5. So so when you join the locus points, you get a curve which is called as demand curve, which is sloping downwards, which shows that there is inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. Okay, so the same thing you can see over here in the explanation. In the figure 3.3, x-axis represents the demand for the commodity and y-axis represents the price of commodity X. DD is the demand curve which slopes downwards from left to right due to an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. Okay, so here we finish off with the law of demand and its assumptions. Exceptions we will see in the next lecture. Thank you.